I see a lot of people screwing this one up, and it's probably you. And I don't want to single you out or call you out or embarrass you, but you're not doing your maintenance. 3D printer maintenance is important, folks. I get it. It doesn't seem like a big deal, and your printer goes, oh, I need this help, and you go, I ignore it and keep going. It'll keep going for a long time, especially if you've got Bambu Lab, and that's mostly what we're talking about here, because I run a print ranch with Bambu Lab printers. You've all seen them, and I'm going to tell you what you need to do your maintenance, what materials, what tools, stuff like that. And I'm kind of a tool expert, so you might want to listen, all right? Because you can get, especially if you're building out your print ranch, you can get a lot of money invested in this, and if you don't take care of it, it's as bad, if not worse, than not changing the oil in your car. Would you spend $20, $30, $50,000 on a car and not put oil in it? Well, you got to do the maintenance on your 3D printer. So let's start talking about the stuff that you need to get started with doing that. Now, they come with the little stuff to get started. You get the little packets, and that'll get you past your first maintenance. Now, generally, what I do is I do a maintenance. I pick the first Saturday of each month, and that morning we just go through, and all hands on deck. We come down and we wipe clean, and we do the whole maintenance thing on the printers. Now, I'm not going to go through what exactly the maintenance is. We'll cover a little bit of it. I'll do a separate video on that, but this is the stuff you're going to need for that maintenance, all right? So the first two things you need to talk about are the two little packets, or in this case, the bigger packets, because you need this, all right? Forget the little packets. They're only going to last you so long, and then you're going to be out of them, and then you're going to skip maintenance. It's going to be bad. Order this today, all right? Super Lube. This is used on all sorts of stuff. Pros in the diesel industry, marine industry, all the way down use these, and pro print ranchers and print farmers use these, okay? There's two types of things. There's oil and there's grease. Here's how you know which one is which. If the device pushes or pulls, you use grease. If it slides and glides, it gets oil, just like she said. All right. Anyway, so what we got here is Super Lube. This is the default, de facto. This is the stuff you want to buy because it's not the cheapest out there, but you're spending a lot of money on these printers. So let's take a look at it. All right. So first thing you want the Super Lube oil with Syncol. Syncolin. It's there. It's a patented name for PTFE, aka the new version of Teflon or whatever the chemical is they're using. It's the stuff that makes it super slidey. All right. And this is going to go on basically all the smooth rods and stuff like that. Anything where it glides, all right, the screws push and pull. The linear rails, like on your H2D, or those little poles, the silver poles, stuff, not the graphite ones, all right, those you just wipe down. But these, all the metal ones, all the shiny stuff, has to get oil or grease. And again, if it's a screw, basically, it's going to get grease. If it's just a long, thin shaft, it's going to get oil. And this is the oil you want to get, all right? Now, as far as the grease, this is its brother here in grease factor, all right? It's got the Synacol also, that's the PTFE, yada, yada, yada. You're looking at $10 for this. You're looking at $10.49 for this. You can buy multi-packs too if you want. There's some on there and whatnot. So you're going to want to get those. Now, putting the grease on is fairly easy. And there's all sorts of things you can 3D print. I haven't had much success with them. They kind of work, they kind of don't. I just put a little dab in my finger and I go dab, 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 make little spots down one side, maybe down the other, run the platform up and down, and then wipe off any excess, okay? You don't want big globs of grease, but you do want it to be in there and to be able to kind of see it, all right? With oil, less is more. You basically want to put it on and wipe it off. And one of the easiest ways to do that is with this, a paintbrush. You want to use a synthetic paintbrush. These are nylon paintbrushes. They're super cheap. They're disposable. They're $3.99. They'll get into all the little places. You can use it for your tools. You can use it for all sorts of stuff, all right? But you get this, you put it on the paper, or you put it in a little cup even. You dip it on the paintbrush, you wipe it off, and you just brush it on. All right, and that usually leaves just enough. All right, if it's dripping, if you can really see it, it's probably too much. Now, don't go in there with a paper towel and just wipe it all off because paper towels are bad. We're going to get to that in a minute, and then we're going to talk about other paper towels, which are not bad, but not for this. It's another thing. You'll follow along, I hope. All right, the next thing you're going to need is, before you even get there, is you have to clean these things. And the number one thing for that is, you knew it, isopropyl alcohol. Buy it by the gallon. You're a print rancher, print farmer. You're going to be doing this a lot. Don't buy the little onesie twosies and then run out and then put off your maintenance. Buy a freaking gallon. Now, you may be able to pick it up cheaper local. I mean, having stuff shipped from Amazon, and I'm going to put links to Amazon, everything down below, because that's the easy route. I live in the middle of nowhere, Montana, and I run my whole business, out of my studio shop space here. And if I want to go someplace, I have to go over to, Mountain Pass. There's a pass, and then there's a valley, which in the good weather, I did today, was fine. Middle of January, not so much, all right? I'd much rather have Amazon do that trip. So that's why sometimes I order from them. Sometimes I go and get it myself. And I'm not going to go get it myself if I'm not going for other stuff. I'd still have it get delivered. So you choose you. You're a big boy or girl, tortoise or whatever you people are. Anyway, you make the decision for yourself, all right? But I'll put the links down below. Toothbrushes. Detail cleaning. Guys have been doing this for years. Cheap toothbrushes. Don't use your toothbrush you already used to clean your little nibblers there. Get clean toothbrush, cheap ones. They don't have to be nice. It's a 40 pack, all right? And they're 40 cents each. Have toothbrushes. You're going to use them for all sorts of cleaning. You can clean your carburetors. You can clean all sorts of. Toothbrushes are the world's best cleaner for all the little detail kind of work. Get in there, and they're great for those Acme threads, the threaded rods for getting that grease out of there. Better than trying to get in there with your little fingertails or one of those little plastic. They just work, guys, and they're cheaper than anything, or as cheap as anything you're going to 3D print, and they work better. All right, microfiber towels. The next thing you're going to need is microfiber towels, and you're going to want to get those. Usually have some lying around to clean things off, because you're going to put the isopropyl alcohol on it. You're going to wipe things down. You're going to do that. These right here are absolutely terrible. Do not buy them. I made that mistake about this. I have a huge stack sitting. I don't know, somebody, they're over there. In fact, you might be able to see them behind me. They're like right there. They're just sitting there because I'm not going to use them because they're junk. I should throw them away. These are trash. Do not buy them. They're super thin. They're worthless. Get the Amazon Basics. Usually Amazon Basics is trash. It's a microfiber towel. They're not that trash. They're good enough, and at that price point, they're just fine. They're just fine. All right, let's talk about tools you're going to need. All right, so you might have to adjust some belts and do some stuff. You're going to use tools like this, and then yes, most of these machines come with a little Allen key. Don't be that guy. Don't be the one who's still using the Allen keys. They're junk. I've already broken one. Not on a Bambu Lab. It was on a different model. I think it was the Anycubic or something. It was the bolt. They put a little too much of the blue stuff in there, if you know what I mean, and snapped the head right off. It was a ball end head. But anyway, so these are not ball end heads for that reason, because you're dealing with detail stuff. You're going to need the 1.5 and the 2. That's the minimum. But you can get a nice set here from Weehaw. Now, for those of you who aren't my tool folks from my main channel, Weehaw is a European brand that is a high-end precision. It's the good stuff, all right? Really good quality, professional grade kind of stuff. And these are affordable prices. You're getting the full set there for $29.98. Now, if you don't want to buy the whole set, you can buy just the 1.5 for $9 and the 2.0 for $5 or $9. Sorry, $9, $8.99, $9. I round. If you want to go that route, that's fine. Those are the two you're absolutely going to need. I'm of the just get the set. It's only if it's $10 more to get the rest of them. Just get the set. But you, again, do you. Now, if you are on the edge and you want to be edgy and different, to get the Eastern European version, which is Wera. They're like Dare to be different or weird or strange or whatever. I love Wera. All right, I usually have some Wera. I've got the Wera tool. This is an expensive kit. All right, so you don't want this kit, but Wera makes great stuff. It's essentially the same thing. There's the Wera kit for $38. Really ergonomic handles on them, and then we got the onesie twosies, $5. And $4.61 for the 2. 1.5 for $5, 2 for $4.61. All right, and you can get electronic screwdrivers. I have this. Fantic send it to me. I have a thing with my other channel. Fantic sends me a lot of stuff. I love Fantic. I think they're great stuff. I approached them. They didn't approach me. Those are nice little screwdrivers. Got a lot of extended, not as long as the other extensions, but they're decent. Also, you're going to want just a basic like multi-bit screwdriver. I'm a big fan of the Klein, made in the USA. It's just it's Sparky's old friend here. Sparky's is slang for people who like to zap themselves with electrical wires. And anyway, so all the pros I know have these. Most of the guys I know have these. They're a good screwdriver. Now, cleaning plates. Now, this isn't necessary. You can use that microfiber cloth. In fact, I've got a model up on Maker World for the little, looks like a sanding pad you can do, and we use those all the time. But Fantic said, hey, why don't you try out one of these? I got a grill cleaning coming up. Time to bust out the grills for the season. I'm going to take that thing to work. It got multiple heads. I might try it on that. I'll be honest, right before they sent that to me, and maybe that's why they sent it to me, was I picked up one of these. This is, I mean, you're looking at $20.88 versus $50. So you could literally buy two of these. And it works for now. It is not high quality. But you know what? If all you're doing is print beds, it'll probably work fine. It'll probably work. I've tried it. So here's what you want to do. You want to put the alcohol on the pad, then put it on the plate, then hit start. Do not hit start first because it will go everywhere. All right? But it works. And if you're doing a lot of print beds, it's better than the scrubby all the time. Okay? So I haven't used this one yet, but I've used so much stuff from Fantic, I know it's going to be super high quality. That's just who they are. And at $50, I don't have a problem recommending it. But this is the one I'm currently, test driving, and we'll see how long it lasts. Next up, you got to get yourself some of the Amazon Basic Brass Wire. These are for cleaning your nozzles. You just get in there and give it a little scrub. It's the printer's toothbrush. It's the actual toothbrush for the printer rather than the toothbrush. You know what I'm saying. Careful, they're pokey. Anybody who's used these, eventually you're going to poke yourself. It's going to happen. Don't do it under the nail. Nails sucks. All right. But for cleaning that nozzle, get it hot, run it hot, let it clean out, and then get in there with the scrubby on it. Not too hard. Don't do the stuff around it, just the metal part. But again, it's the fun thing about metal. Softer metals can't really hurt harder metals. So especially if you're running hardened steel, all you can do is clean the plastic off. You could scrub all you want. You're not going to hurt that hardened steel. All right, and then we got snips. Weha, again, high-end, precision. I believe it's made in Germany. Copper wire up to one. Of course, we're doing plastic with this mostly. Just a super high-end precision. Feels good. Feels like you got a quality instrument in your hand. It's $30.98. Me, yeah, I've got these. I've got them all over this shop. Now, again, WorkPro. I've had a relationship with WorkPro. Not sponsored. They just send me stuff here and there. I've got these all over the shop. There's some at my desk. There's some at the wife's desk. There's some at those printers. Some at those printers. There's some in my toolbox. I keep them everywhere. They're cheap. They're disposable. They're not the high-end precision. They don't have the super comfort grip. If you want to go for the super comfort grip, I hear you, brother. I've got a set. I've got some Knipex. I got some other stuff. But for just general around the shop every day kind of stuff, I'm cutting plastic. Snippy, snip, snip. All right? Don't talk back, or you know what happens. All right? So anyway, for a two-pack, they're $5 each. You can get the $30 ones. Knipex even makes some. There's all sorts of high-end ones, but that's what I use. All right, PTFE cutters. I tried to be the stubborn mule and be like, I've got razor blades. I can cut it myself. Nope, get PTF cutters. You can buy a one-pack for they're still like just the single one for like $8 or $7 or $8, or you can get the 3-pack for $10. Get the 3-packs just like the cutters. Scatter them around. You're going to lose them. You'll find them. They'll move and stuff. Get the bright colored stuff so that way it pops when you look around. You're like, oh, that's that. Like if you've got the WorkPro, then maybe get the orange ones. Do not get the black ones. You'll never find them. At least maybe you young guys with better eyes will. All right. Next up, you do need some razor blades, okay? Because these things come in boxes. There's tape on things. You need box cutters. You're running a business. You're going to need box cutters. Now, WorkPro has some really cool stuff, all right? The basic ones are these. They're actually flippers. They're made out of stainless steel. They're fantastic. They can go through the wash. They will go through the wash because you will forget them in your jeans. It will happen. I guarantee that. All right? That's why I also say do not get the camouflage ones. That's just stupid. You will never find them again. Get the brightly colored pastel ones. I'm not going to judge you because you can find these. You can look around. There it is. There it is. There's. I can't find mine because that person's standing right there giving me the evil eye because she steals them because they're pretty. So that may be a reason not to get these. But these have a G10 handle to them. That's a little grippy plastic, so you actually have a little more grip on them. Not a bad option. All right? We're almost done here. Box cutter. If you're doing big boxes, I do a lot of big boxes. Get yourself one of these. You can jam it right down that corner, zips right through it, and breaks down boxes. Cardboard's the main of my existence. Every week I've got a huge to-the-ceiling pile of cardboard. Get a good box cutter. There's some more higher-end ones we've used on the tool channel if you're going to be doing it professionally. But for a small home shop, side gig, side hustle, this is the one to go with. All right, and that is the brand. All right, it's good, rechargeable. It'll cut all sorts of stuff. It'll make short work of boxes. All right, towels, just general cleanup. You're going to spill stuff. Stuff's going to give her. Get some Blue Shop towels, Scott's. It's not a thing. Just do it. Blowers. Now this is some more tool stuff. All right, I got the Fantic blower. There's a lot of different blowers. This one is mine. You don't have to get the Fantic. Get something else if you want. I like the Fantic. Fantic makes good stuff. Full disclosure, they did send this to me. You turn it on, and it blows. It's so gentle. You press the turbo button, it really blows. It's even got a little light, so you can see what you're doing when you're up in there and you're blowing out your extruder and all that kind of stuff. Because you do. You want to go and you want to blow everything out. All right, get up there and get all that dust out of those direct drive gears. All right, you want to get in there. They have little attachments on this. You can see there. You can get that nozzle, and you can get deep down in there. Really, kind of, it's a little bit I don't know, pervasive. Is that the word? Intrusive. There's the word I'm looking for. It's going to get up in that thing and get it. Now, another option, and actually I think you kind of need both, is this, and this is the vac. And I love this because once you blow everything out, you go in, because it's all going to lie down at the bottom. You go in, you turn this on, and like a little pencil, and that little gets in there. Look at that. You got like the 3D goggles on. You can, he's going to get in there. He's going to sniff it out. He's going to get it. And it's fantastic. I will say this, though, because it sucks in one end, has to go at the other end. So the other end's also a blower. Now, this is why you need the other one. Okay, so this does actually comes with the same tips. You can actually use it the same way. Good luck getting this inside, even without this nozzle on it. Getting this... There's one of those tape things. Getting inside and turning sideways. It's too big to operate as a blower inside your 3D printer. That's why you want something like this. Don't get the compressed air. You're going to turn it upside down. You're going to freeze something. You're going to ruin something. Don't do it. Get these blowers. They're rechargeable. You can think about how you're saving the environment by not disposing of cans. Anyway, and then the other thing is you got to see what you're doing, right? That's important. Seeing what's going on in there. And that's why my go-to is this right here. This one, I got two of these. This is the Icon one. And I'm not going to say you should get the Icon because the Bauer one is just as good and does essentially the same thing. All right. They both have a light on the front. I'm not going to blind you with it. There's a little light on the tip too. I don't remember if the Bauer's got a light on the back. This one does. The Icon's overkill. Way overkill. I have the Braun, and the reason I don't have it here at my desk is it's sitting over next to my 3D printers. And they're magnetic, so you can just pop it right on the side. You could turn it. You can get light in there when you're working on it. You can pull it out, that kind of stuff. They're super easy. They're super well made. You can pick one up at Harbor Freight. I'll put a link down below, but Harbor Freight shipping is a little bit of a pain in the ass. It's a $30 light, folks. All right, I think I covered everything that you need to be thinking about for general maintenance, all right? You remember, if it slides and glides, it gets oil. If it pushes and pulls, it gets grease. You want to wipe everything down with isopropyl alcohol. You want to blow everything out. Then you want to vacuum everything up. Take your print beds out before doing any of this because you could damage you get oil on a print bed. It's really hard to get off, even with Dawn. And then that print bed's going to have problems for a long time. Ask me how I know. All right, so if you got any other questions, put it down below. I'll do a maintenance video showing how we do the exact maintenance and everything. That'll be coming out in a little bit. If there's other videos you want showing you how to do stuff, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to tell you how we do everything and how we get things going, all right? One of the next ones I think I'm going to talk about is putting your shop on pause and why it's not a bad idea to do every so often, all right? Anyway, if you like what we do, if we bring you value, go ahead and chomp the old like button, smash that subscribe, ring the bell on the way out. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.